The Haunting of the Abandoned Toy Factory. What would you do if the doll you threw away years ago suddenly appeared back in your house, holding a knife? The storm raged outside, thunder growling in the distance as lightning split the night sky. Chris and Mia, siblings with a knack for urban exploration, found themselves standing before an abandoned toy factory. The rumors surrounding the place were chilling. It was said to be the birthplace of Chucky, the murderous doll with a soul as black as night. "This is a bad idea," Mia muttered, clutching a flashlight tightly. Chris smirked. "Come on, Mia, you don't actually believe in that stuff, do you?" The factory's rusted doors creaked open, revealing a dark and dusty interior. Broken toys were strewn across the floor, their hollow eyes seeming to follow the siblings as they walked further inside. "Creepy," Chris said, kicking a broken jack-in-the-box. As they explored, Mia suddenly froze. "Did you hear that?" A faint, eerie laugh echoed through the factory, sending chills down their spines. "It's just the wind," Chris said, but his voice wavered. They ventured deeper, their flashlights casting long, jittery shadows on the walls. In a corner of the room, a broken display case held an old, battered Chucky doll. His stitched-up face and evil grin seemed oddly lifelike. "That's him," Mia whispered. "Let's get out of here." But before they could move, the doll's head jerked up. "Leaving so soon?" Chucky rasped, his voice dripping with malice. "Showdown with Chucky." Mia screamed, and Chris stumbled backward. Chucky leaped from the case, his tiny knife gleaming in the dim light. "You kids should have stayed home," he sneered, lunging at Chris. Chris barely managed to dodge as Chucky swiped at him, the blade slicing through the air. Mia grabbed a metal pipe from the floor and swung it at the doll, knocking him across the room. Chucky growling and scrambling to his feet, looking menacing and ready to attack. Chucky charging at Mia with an intense expression and a sense of urgency. Chris grabbing Chucky mid-air, showcasing the struggle and wrestling action on the ground. "Hold him down!" Mia shouted, her voice trembling. Chucky thrashed and bit, but Chris held firm. Mia swung the pipe again, this time smashing Chucky's knife-wielding hand. The doll let out an ear-piercing shriek as his plastic fingers shattered. Chucky hissing and clawing at Chris. But Chris, fueled by adrenaline, grabbed the doll's arm and twisted with all his strength. With a sickening crack, Chucky's hand tore off, black ooze dripping from the jagged stump. "No!" Chucky screamed, his body convulsing. Chris threw the dismembered hand across the room as Mia kicked the doll into an old, rusty furnace. Without hesitation, she slammed the furnace door shut and turned the knob. Flames roared to life, and Chucky's screams echoed through the factory as his body burned. As silence fell, Chris and Mia stood trembling, staring at the furnace. Mia asked, her voice barely audible. Chris nodded, but as they turned to leave, the faint sound of laughter echoed once more. In the shadows, Chucky's severed hand twitched,